breath drifts upward in a rising curl. Eyes close softly as the morning warms. Calm expands across the frosted air. Golden waits close with a peaceful grin. Warm mist swirling in a playful ring. Snowflakes wander through the quiet space. Light collects gently on their coats. She lifts her shoulders to the winter sun. Faint warmth touching the lines of her smile. Footsteps soften on the powdered walk. Hope spreads wide within the opening day. Trees behind her sparkle in muted gold. Decorations sway in the drifting wind. Each small moment brightens as it lands. Breath becomes a sign of easing thoughts. Hands slip deeper into her winter sleeves. A hush of cold wraps lightly round her form. Still she finds a rhythm in the chill, letting joy settle without a sound. Golden tilts upward with trusting ease. Eyes closed fully in content delight. Time feels slow between the drifting flakes, carrying peace through the morning air. Sunbeams move in patient, gentle arcs, tracing warmth along her resting face. Every breath unfolds in steady calm, painting shapes across the frozen sky. Snowy rooftops blur along the light. Holiday colors melt into the day. Her heart lifts quietly with every step. Forward paths opening in subtle lines. A far-off chime rings through the street, marking a turn in the waking world. Stillness blends with bright anticipation, holding balance in the winter calm. Frosted patterns ripple through the air, joining her breath as it floats away. Dreams grow clearer in the softened light as the warmth inside begins to rise. And as she moves into the forming day, air unfolds in open, easy rings. Every thought ahead feels new and free, guiding her gently toward brighter hours. Bright air rises in the waking glow. Frosty whispers drift along the sky. She lifts her face into the chilling light. Warm breath swirling in a shining arc. Golden fur glimmers by her side. Soft exhale curling through the cold. Their eyes close gently in shared delight. Quiet laughter floating in the breeze. Snowflakes wander without a sound. City lights sparkle behind the trees. Her shoulders loosen in the morning calm. Footsteps press lightly on the powdered ground. Sunbeams tilt across the winter scene. Breath becomes a momentary cloud, carrying ease through the open air. Holiday colors shimmer in the back. Twinkling bulbs line distant pine. Warmth expands beneath her steady smile. Dreams rise softly with the floating light. Golden waits, peaceful and content, tail swaying slow in steady joy. Cold air paints a ring of morning mist around their quiet happiness. Time drifts gently through the street. Ribbons of light weave through the snow. Calm intention settles in her chest as daylight climbs the rooftops high. Footprints scatter in a wandering trail. Wind brushes softly past her coat. Every moment brightens as it breathes. Courage builds inside her warming frame. Winter carries its own gentle spark, found in the silence of a rising day. She feels the world open wide and clear. In the air she sends toward the sky. And as the morning shapes its golden arc, both hearts lift into the cooling light. Every hope ahead feels fresh and free, and the day begins with easy grace. Early frost gathers along the street. Her rising breath drifts in pale gold air. Eyes closed softly in a moment held. Warm circles lightly through her chest. Golden pauses near her winter coat. A small cloud forming from his playful side. Snowflakes lift on faint December winds. Colorful lights shimmer behind the trees. She tilts her face toward the brightening sky, letting calm expand across her frame. Footsteps rest within the powder's hush. Hope unwinds inside the morning chill. Holiday branches sway in muted arcs, ornaments catching hints of wandering light. Her breath appears as a drifting trace, marking time in floating quiet rings. Hands tucked deep in folded sleeves, she feels the day unfold with ease. Cold air presses softly on her cheeks, yet peace settles deeper than the frost. Golden leans closer with a knowing ease. Eyes closed fully in sunlit trust. Light warms edges of his gentle fur, carving shapes along the winter air. Sunbeams filter downward from above, cross crossing rooftops touched by early haze. Every breath she takes reveals the cold, drawing pathways through the waking day. Snow-draped corners brighten steadily, warm tones rising through the distant pine. Her heartbeat slows into a steady pace, carrying clarity through morning wind. Distant bells echo in the quiet town, softly marking shifts within the light. Dreams extend into the open blue, finding comfort in the rising sun. And as she steps into the shaping day, breath trails upward in a peaceful arc. Every hope ahead feels wide and clear, and the morning leads her gently forward. Inside her winter sleeves, she finds a softness in the frozen air. Time expands in slow unbroken waves, carrying peace through every breath she sends. Golden leans near with content delight, eyes closed fully in a trusting glow. Sun touches faint lines across his fur, despite the morning frost. Rooftops shine with muted tinted hues, wind brushes lightly past the rising sea. Every breath she lives becomes a sign, tracing patterns in the broadened dawn. Snowy branches shift beneath the sun, colors gather in the distant pine. Brightness arcs along the frosted road, clarity builds inside her steady heart. Minutes drift through calm December light, each one opening space to breathe. Thoughts unfold as softly as the snow. Strength forms gently at her core, and as she steps into the widening day, her breath moves upward in a peaceful trail. Every hope ahead feels bright and sure, and the morning carries her into ease. She path drifts upward in the light. Her quiet laugh softens to the cold. Eyes closed gently as the air unfolds. Warmth gathers calmly in her chest. Golden steps close with a steady cheer. A small white crowd floating from his side. Snowflakes spiral around their feet. Colorful bulbs glint behind the pine. She tilts ahead to meet the morning sun, letting brightness like swift her hair. Footsteps land on soft and windy steps. Hope circles lightly through her path. Distant ornaments catch her needy beams. Slow reflections dim across the street. Her breath becomes a drifting silver line, tracing both and through the open chills. Hands warm slowly in her knitted sleeves. Time drifts wider in the waking glow. Every second feels released and clear. Dreams rise up free in the frozen breeze. Golden leaves nearer with a quiet joy. Eyes close slowly in a trusting grin. Sunlight rests along his gentle fur. Spreading warmth gives the snowy wind. Light folds patiently across the roofs. Snowbound colors left in muted arcs. Breath from both dissolves into the sky, carrying calm along its curling trail. Trees behind them sway in settled tones. Pale decorations flicker and bloom. Her heart steadies with no growing day. Clarity moves through each rising breeze. Minutes pass with easy winter flow. Shadows drift to softer shapes. Each inhalation clears her mind. Strength grows warmer in the crispened air. And as she steps into the widening sea, breath floats upward in a quiet arc. Every path ahead feels bright and kind, and the morning darts her into peace. Morning frost lifts softly from the ground. Her breath streams upward in a pale white drift. Eyes closed fully in a warming smile. Light gathers gently on her face. Golden whites close with a peaceful spark. A faint white cloud curling from his side. Snow shifts quietly under steady pause. Holiday colors blur behind the pine. brushes past the distant reeds. Her breath becomes a rising quiet trail, floating high through morning's crystal chill. Hands warm slowly inside knitted sleeves. Time stretches wide within the early calm. Every second settles clean and bright. Dreams lean forward with the steady light. Golden leans gently into her side, eyes closed sweetly in familiar trust. Sun touches pale tones along his coat, shaping warmth against the falling snow. Rooftops blend into the growing shine. Shadows tilt beneath the brighter beams. Each small breath she sends into the air marks a rhythm through the waking world. Trees behind them sway with patient ease. Soft reflections bend around the lights. Her heart opens to the quiet day. Clarity rises in expanding lines. Moments drift with unhurried flow. Colors mix along the frosted street. Thoughts move freely as the cold recedes. Strength unfolds beneath the morning sky. And as she steps into the waning light, her breath lifts upward in a peaceful arc. Every hope ahead feels close and kind, and the day begins with gentle grace. Frostline air rises from the quiet street. Her breath lifts upward in a drifting arc. Eyes close softly with a warming grin. Sunlight brushes lightly on her cheeks. Golden stands near with an easy joy, a small white cloud forming as he sighs. Snowflakes settle on his gentle fur. Decorated pines shimmer in the back. She tilts her head toward the open sky, letting cold air meet her steady breath. Footsteps press gently into powdered snow. Hope begins weaving through the waking light. Holiday branches sway with muted tones, ribbons catching bits of morning shine. Her breath becomes a ribbon of pale white air, floating higher with each passing second. Hands rest warmly inside her winter sleeve. Time drifts wide within the frosty calm. Every moment lands in softened steps. Dreams rise lightly through the winter blue. Golden leans closer with trusting ease. Eyes close fully in a softened cheer. Sun crosses faintly along his coat, carving warmth through the chilled breeze. Rooftops brighten under early rays. Snowbound streets stretch quietly ahead. Her breath moves upward in a quiet trail, tracing patterns through the crystal air. Trees behind them sparkle with warmth. Distant bulbs cast scattered tones. Her heart steadies in the open light. upward in a peaceful drift. Every hope ahead feels bright and true, and the morning leads her further on. Cold blue air circles around her face. Her rising breath forms a cloud of white. Eyes resting closed in a peaceful lift. Morning unfolds along her quiet smile. Golden pauses close with steady warmth. A faint mist curling from his playful breath. Snow gathers softly beneath their feet. Holiday lights scatter behind the trees. She raises her chin toward the open sky, letting the crisp air meet her calming breath. Steps fall lightly through the powdered ground. Hope spreads outward in widening strands. Decorations sway in the distant line, warm colors bending through the frosty scene. Her breath arcs upward in a drifting trail, marking time through silver-tinted air. Hands warm slowly in her knitted sleeves. Time stretches longer in the winter hush. Every second carries softened weight. Dreams stir gently in the rising day. Golden leans nearer with familiar trust. Eyes close fully in a tender grin. Sun traces highlights across his coat, shaping warmth around the chill breeze. Rooftops fade beneath the spreading light. Snowbound edges brighten in slow relief. Each breath she sends becomes a gentle path, curving upward through the morning air. Trees behind them hold a muted glow. Ornaments flicker in the drifting wind. Her heart moves freely with the growing dawn. Clarity builds inside the winter cold. Moments pass with unhurried grace. Softened shadows blend across the street. Thoughts align in spacious rising lines. Strength forms calmly in her grounded stance. And as she steps further into the day, breath floats upward in a pale white drift. Every hope ahead feels warm and near, and the morning leads her into bright ease. Pale air rises from the snowy street. Her breath lifts smoothly toward the sky. Eyes close softly in an easy smile. Morning steadies in her warming chest. Golden stands there with a calm delight. A light white cloud drifting from his exhale. Snow shifts quietly beneath his paws. Decorated pines brighten in the back. She tilts her face toward the softening sun, letting cold air mix with her steady breath. Footprints fall in balanced even steps. Hope begins shaping the early day. sinks deeper in her knitted sleeves. Time expands in slow unbroken waves. Every heartbeat settles into ease. Dreams stretch forward with the waking light. Golden leans closer with trusting calm, eyes closed fully in a quiet cheer. Sun edges lightly along his rounded fur, holding warmth inside the frozen breeze. Rooftops soften under climbing rays. Snowbound streets widen into view. Her breath moves freely with the rising light, marking rhythm through the brightening cold. Trees behind them sway in muted hues, ornaments spark in scattered patterns. Her thoughts clear gently with each breath, and clarity settles through the winter sky. Minutes drift with open calming flow. Shadows fade beneath the growing shine. Moments land softly without a rush. Strength builds quietly in her lifted stance. And as she steps through the expanding day, breath trails upward in a peaceful curve. Every hope ahead feels near and real, and the morning guides her into warm direction. Street, her rising breath curves into the sky. Eyes close softly as warmth expands. Morning steadies in a peaceful lift. Golden pauses close with an easy cheer. A faint white cloud drifting from his side. Snow settles quietly beneath their feet. Holiday shapes glow behind the tree. She tilts her chin toward the higher light, letting crisp air meet her measured breath. Steps fall gently on the powdered path. Hope branches outward as the day begins. Ornaments flicker through a softened haze. Wind carries hints of distant tunes. Her breath forms lines of drifting light, lifting upward through the quiet cold. Hands rest warmly inside her layered sleeves. Time feels wide within the winter calm. Moments fold gently round her stance. Dreams stretch forward in the rising air. Trusting ease, eyes closed fully in a softened grin. Sunlight brushes lightly across his coat, holding warmth against the frosted breeze. Rooftops brighten under morning's reach. Snowbound edges blur along the light. Her breath moves steady in an open arc, marking rhythm through the shifting dawn. Trees behind him sway in fading night. Warm bulbs scatter in subtle tones. Her thoughts grow clear with each slow breath. Clarity builds beneath the winter sky. Minutes drift with gentle measured flow. Shadows fall back in widening rings. Every step she takes feels calm and sure. Strength unfolds in the crisp cold air. And as she moves toward the forming day, breath floats upward in a final curl. Every hope ahead feels bright and real, and the morning opens to carry her on. Cold rays settle on the waking street. Her breath drifts upward in a rising curl. Eyes close softly as the morning warms. Calm expands across the frosted air. Golden waits close with everlasting ease. Eyes closed fully in content delight. Time feels slow between the drifting flakes, carrying peace through the morning air. Sunbeams move in patient, gentle arcs, tracing warmth along her resting face. Every breath unfolds in steady calm, painting shapes across the frozen sky. Snowy rooftops blur along the light. Holiday colors melt into the day. Her heart lifts quietly with every step, forward paths opening in subtle lines. A far-off chime rings through the street, marking a turn in the waking world. Stillness blends with bright anticipation, holding balance in the winter calm. Frosted patterns ripple through the air, joining her breath as it floats away. Dreams grow clearer in the softened light, as the warmth inside begins to rise. And as she moves into the forming day, air unfolds in open, easy rings. Every thought ahead feels new and free, guiding her gently toward brighter hours. Bright air rises in the waking glow. Frosty whispers drift along the sky. She lifts her face into the chilling light, warm breath swirling in a shining arc. Golden fur glimmers by her side, soft exhale curling through the cold. Their eyes close gently in shared delight, quiet laughter floating in the breeze. Snowflakes wander without a sound, city lights sparkle behind the trees. Her shoulders loosen in the morning calm, hope unfolds in delicate threads. Steps press lightly on the powdered ground, sunbeams tilt across the winter scene. Breath becomes a momentary cloud, carrying ease through the open air. Holiday colors shimmer in the back, twinkling bulbs line distant pine. Warmth expands beneath her steady smile, dreams rise softly with the floating light. Golden found in the silence of a rising day. She feels the world open wide and clear. In the air she sends toward the sky. And as the morning shapes its golden arc, both hearts lift into the cooling light. Every hope ahead feels fresh and free, and the day begins with easy grace. Gathers along the street. Her rising breath drifts in pale gold air. Eyes closed softly in a moment held. Warm circles lightly through her chest. Golden pauses near her winter coat. A small cloud forming from his playful side. Snowflakes lift on faint December winds. Colorful lights shimmer behind the trees. She tilts her face toward the brightening sky, letting calm expand across her frame. Footsteps rest within the powder's hush. Hope unwinds inside the morning chill. Holiday branches sway in muted arcs, ornaments catching hints of wandering light. Her breath appears as a drifting trace, marking time in floating quiet rings. Hands tucked deep in folded sleeves, she feels a day unfold with ease. Cold air presses softly on her cheeks, yet peace settles deeper than the frost. Golden leans closer with a knowing ease, eyes closed fully in sunlit trust. Light warms edges of his gentle fur, carving shapes along the winter air. Sunbeams filter downward from above, crossing rooftops touched by early haze. Every breath she takes reveals the cold, drawing pathways through the waking day. Snow-draped corners brighten steadily, warm tones rising through the distant pine. Her heartbeat slows into a steady pace, carrying clarity through morning wind. Distant bells echo in the quiet town, softly marking shifts within the light. Dreams extend into the open blue, finding comfort in the rising sun. And as she steps into the shaping day, breath trails upward in a peaceful arc. Every hope ahead feels wide and clear, and the morning leads her gently forward. frozen air. Time expands in slow unbroken waves, carrying peace through every breath she sends. Golden leans near with content delight, eyes closed fully in a trusting glow. Sun touches faint lines across his fur, drawing warmth despite the morning frost. Rooftops shine with muted tinted hues, wind brushes lightly past the rising sea. Every breath she lives becomes a sign, tracing patterns in the broadened dawn. Snowy branches shift beneath the sun, colors gather in the distant pine. Brightness arcs along the frosted road, clarity builds inside her steady heart. Minutes drift through calm December light, each one opening space to breathe. Thoughts unfold as softly as the snow. Strength forms gently at her core, and as she steps into the widening day, her breath moves upward in a peaceful trail. Every hope ahead feels bright and sure, and the morning carries her into ease. As she path drifts upward in the light, her quiet laugh softens through the cold. Eyes closed gently as the air unfolds, warmth gathers calmly in her chest. Golden steps close with a steady cheer, that small white crowd floating from his side. Snowflakes spiral around their feet, colorful bulbs glint behind the pine. She tilts her head to meet the morning sun, letting brightness like swift winter hair. Footsteps land in soften rhythmic steps, hope circles lightly through her path. softly from the ground. Her breath streams upward in a pale white drift. Eyes closed fully in a warming smile. Light gathers gently on her face. Golden waits close with a peaceful spark. A faint white cloud curling from his side. Snow shifts quietly under steady pause. Holiday colors blur behind the pines. She raises her chin toward the open sky, letting calm expand through winter air. Steps fall lightly in a softened pace. Hope threads slowly through her waking thoughts. Decorations flicker in scattered hues. Wind brushes past the distant wreaths. Her breath becomes a rising quiet trail, floating high through morning's crystal chill. Hands warm slowly inside knitted sleeves. Time stretches wide within the early calm. Every second settles clean and bright. Dreams lean forward with the steady light. Golden leans gently into her side. Eyes closed sweetly in familiar trust. Sun touches pale tones along his coat, shaping warmth against the falling snow. Rooftops blend into the growing shine. Shadows tilt beneath the brighter beams. Each small breath she sends into the air marks a rhythm through the waking world. Trees behind them sway with patient ease. Soft reflections bend around the lights. Her heart opens to the quiet day. Clarity rises in expanding lines. Moments drift with unhurried flow. Colors mix along the frosted street. Thoughts move freely as the cold recedes. Strength unfolds beneath the morning sky. And as she steps into the waning light, her breath lifts upward in a peaceful arc. Every hope ahead feels close and kind, and the day begins with gentle grace. Frostline air rises from the quiet street. Her breath lifts upward in a drifting arc. Eyes close softly with a warming grin. Sunlight brushes lightly on her cheeks. Golden stands near with an easy joy, a small white cloud forming as he sighs. Snowflakes settle on his gentle fur, glows fully in a softened cheer. Sun crosses faintly along his coat, carving warmth through the chilled breeze. Rooftops brighten under early rays. Snowbound streets stretch quietly ahead. Her breath moves upward in a quiet trail, tracing patterns through the crystal air. Trees behind them sparkle with warmth. Distant bulbs cast scattered tones. Her heart steadies in the open light. Clarity grows beneath the morning rise. Footprints widen in a wandering line. Wind carries echoes of festive color. Thoughts move gently through the winter hush. Strength begins forming near her core. And as she follows the widening road, breath floats upward in a peaceful drift. Every hope ahead feels bright and true, and the morning leads her further on. Cold blue air circles around her face. Her rising breath forms a cloud of white. Eyes resting closed in a peaceful lift. Morning unfolds along her quiet smile. Golden pauses close with steady warmth. A faint mist curling from his playful breath. Snow gathers softly beneath their feet. Holiday lights scatter behind the trees. She raises her chin toward the open sky, letting the crisp air meet her calming breath. Steps fall lightly through the powdered ground. Hope spreads outward in widening strands. Decorations sway in the distant light. Warm colors bending through the frosty scene. Her breath arcs upward in a drifting trail, marking time through silver-tinted air. Hands warm slowly in her knitted sleeves. Time stretches longer in the winter hush. Every second carries softened weight. Dreams stir gently in the rising day. Golden leans nearer with familiar trust. Eyes closed fully in a tender grin. Sun traces highlights across his coat, shaping warmth around the chilled breeze. Rooftops fade beneath the spreading light. Snowbound edges brighten in slow relief. Each breath she sends becomes a gentle path, curving upward through the morning air. Trees behind them hold a muted glow. Ornaments flicker in the drifting wind. Her heart moves freely with the growing dawn. Clarity builds inside the winter cold. Moments pass with unhurried grace. Softened shadows blend across the street. Thoughts align in spacious rising lines. Strength forms calmly in her grounded stance. And as she steps further into the day, breath floats upward in a pale white drift. Every hope ahead feels warm and near, and the morning leads her into bright ease. street, her breath lifts smoothly toward the sky. Eyes close softly in an easy smile, morning steadies in her warming chest. Golden stands near with a calm delight, a light white cloud drifting from his exhale. Snow shifts quietly beneath his paws, decorated pines brighten in the back. She tilts her face toward the softening sun, letting cold air mix with her steady breath. Footprints fall in balanced even steps, hope begins shaping the early day. Holiday strands flicker through the trees, wind moves lightly past the glowing bulbs. Her breath becomes a drifting upward line, tracing arcs through winter silver air. Hands relax deeper in her knitted sleeves, time expands in slow unbroken waves. Every heartbeat settles into ease, dreams stretch forward with the waking light. Golden leans closer with trusting calm, eyes closed fully in a quiet cheer. Sun edges lightly along his rounded fur, holding warmth inside the frozen breeze. Rooftops soften under climbing rays, snowbound streets widen into view. Her breath moves freely with the rising light, marking rhythm through the brightening cold. Trees behind them sway in muted hues, ornaments spark in scattered patterns. Her thoughts clear gently with each breath, scent clarity settles through the winter sky. Minutes drift with open calming flow, shadows fade beneath the growing shine. Moments land softly without a rush, strength builds quietly in her lifted stance. And as she steps through the expanding day, breath trails upward in a peaceful curve. Every hope ahead feels near and real, and the morning guides her into warm direction. Cold air opens on the waking street, her rising breath curves into the sky. Eyes close softly as warmth expands, morning steadies in a peaceful lift. Golden pauses close with an easy cheer, a faint white cloud drifting from his side. Snow settles quietly beneath their feet, holiday shapes glow behind the tree. She tilts her chin toward the higher light, letting crisp air meet her measured breath. Steps fall gently on the powdered path, hope branches outward as the day begins. Ornaments flicker through a softened haze, wind carries hints of distant tunes. Her breath forms lines of drifting light, lifting upward through the quiet cold. Hands rest warmly inside her layered sleeves, time feels wide within the winter calm. Moments fold gently round her stance, dreams stretch forward in the rising air. Golden leans nearer with trusting ease, eyes closed fully in a softened grin. Sunlight brushes lightly across his coat, holding warmth against the frosted breeze. Rooftops brighten under morning's reach, snowbound edges blur along the light. Her breath moves steady in an open arc, marking rhythm through the shifting dawn. Trees behind him sway in fading night, warm small back and widening rings. Every step she takes feels calm and sure. Strength unfolds in the crisp, cold air.